Hello everybody, this is Hollaring here, and I'm back with some more Advanced Warfare multiplayer information. Alright, so, in this video today I'm going to talk to you guys about some new game modes and the new maps that they revealed at the multiplayer reveal, and some of these map-based score streaks. So first I want to start off with the new game modes. So there are 4 new game modes, I would like to say. 2 of them are just they're remade game modes. Basically, it's just capture the flag and search and destroy, which were both missing from Call of Duty Ghosts. So yeah, those are coming back. There is one coming back called Momentum, which is, they've said they never really actually went into how it's going to play, but basically all they said was it's going to be sort of taking on the game mode War from Call of Duty 5 and Call of Duty 3, Call of Duty 2. I think they had them on all those ones. But yeah, it's going to be sort of like War. So that's really exciting because that was my favorite game mode of all time in Call of Duty. And if they brought something like that back, I would be so happy. And I will play that. Just that. I'll just play that. I'll play that only. And yeah, that's it for me for videos. And then there was one new one. There's a new game mode that they announced. I don't know if this is it. There will probably be more. Also Hardpoint is also coming back from Black Ops 2. So that's going to be in Advanced Warfare as well. But a new game mode called Uplink is being added to Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, which really actually plays as a game mode that's specifically designed to play well with Advanced Warfare. Basically what it is you have like a floating ball on your side. The other team has a floating ball, so it looks like a floating ball of energy. And basically and then there's a little sort of like bomb in the middle. And basically what you gotta do is you gotta run, you gotta grab the ball, and you gotta bring it back to yours, I believe it is. And you can either throw the ball, like you can throw it to your teammates to pass it back and forth. Pass it around so that they can, throw it to someone who's further in case you're like getting shot at or something like that, so that it gives them the advantage to get away faster. Or what you can do is you can even throw it at an enemy so that they'll be temporarily weaponless. They'll have no weapon. They'll have this bomb in their hand. They can't shoot at you. So you can throw it at them, pick up your weapon, or pull up your weapon and shoot them, and they'll be they'll have no weapon to kill you with. So I think that's really interesting. That'll make some really interesting videos, especially when it comes to esports and some competitive gaming. I think that'll be really interesting to see how that plays. All right, so that's pretty much it for game modes that they announced so far. They might announce some new stuff coming in the coming days, since Gamescom is still going on. So there might be some new information coming out soon. So now we're going to get onto maps and map-based score streaks. So I'm going to go down the maps, and I'll tell you each one what the score streak is for these maps. So the first map is Riot. And Riot is basically a prison in Baghdad, an abandoned prison. And what you're basically doing is there's two main areas of the map. There's the inside, the cell blocks, where it's really close quarters combat. So you're just going to be using shotguns, SMGs, a lot of meleeing, and you're going to probably want to use the little tracker grenade thing, where you shoot it and it highlights the enemies around it red. That'll be pretty useful in that kind of a situation, I can imagine. Basically, and so that's kind of and then there's the outside, the yard. It's really open, so you'll be using a lot of assault rifles, sniper rifles, and the laser weapon would be pretty useful on that map, which I'll cover in another video. Which it looks pretty cool, but I'll cover that in another video. But the score streak for that map is there's this inmate tracking system. Basically, it's a really actually good idea, even just for a prison. That's a really smart idea, actually. What it does is it targets it. It's like this machine on a pole, like a giant pole. And what it does, it shoots these like little blue lasers, and they're like laser pointers, but they track enemies. So they'll stay on the enemies that are walking around the yard, as long as, I believe it's just as long as they can see them. They'll have this little laser that shows you where everybody is. So you can just say, okay, there's a laser pointing that way. Go over here because there's an enemy here. And that could be really, really useful. I don't know how exactly you get it. I don't know if there's a certain amount of kills you have to do, or if there's something special you have to do. But I know, maybe it's just something that's on the map. You just go and you hack it, because that's what you do. You actually go up and you have to hack something, and then once you hacked it, which is basically just holding X, you get this thing. And I don't know if it's just always there and you can just go and do it whenever, or if it shows up randomly in the during the match, or if you have to unlock it, getting a certain amount of kills or doing something special on the map. I don't know, but it is there, so that's pretty interesting. Next map is called Ascend. So Ascend is sort of like a really good for competitive gaming. It would be really, really good for uplink, because really what it is it's one of a classic Call of Duty map where it's a three lane map. So basically, they have 3 ways to go back and forth. It's not a giant, cube or whatever of different possible ways to go. So it's very simple. It's just go this way or this way or this way, and it's definitely going to be a lot of how shall I say it? It's going to be based more around skill rather than it's going to be around pure luck. And I just happened to walk out of this door and there's someone walking by, shoot him in the back, get a kill. As it's been for past few Call of Duties, they haven't really done the 3-lane maps for a while, but that's what this map apparently is. And the score streak for this map is once again, I don't know how you get it, but there are this would be really, really useful once again for uplink or capture the flag or something, or search and destroy maybe, depending on where the bomb sites are. But it's these turrets that pop up on, I don't know if it's on both sides or if it's on your side of the map, because I guess if it's on Team Deathmatch, you don't really have a side, so I don't know how that works. But these turrets pop out of the ground, and I'd like to say actually these turrets ascend from the ground, because it's called Ascend. The map is it, and they shoot your enemies. So I'm assuming they're not really like overpowered. They're probably a lot like sentry guns, maybe even just a little bit less powerful, because sentry guns are pretty powerful as well. But obviously they're only going to be able to kill one enemy at a time, move on to the next ones. If you have like 2 or 3 guys, you can probably take these things down pretty easily, but one of you will probably die. So the next map is Biolab. So Biolab, it looks pretty interesting. It's apparently pretty flat. I'm going based off people who've played the map, of course. It's apparently pretty flat and a lot like old Call of Duty maps. So I'm not exactly sure what old Call of Duty maps means exactly, but everybody likes old Call of Duty maps. I like old Call of Duty maps, so that's a good thing to hear. When I looked at the gameplay, there were these sort of not cranes, but it was like a hook. It hooks onto like these crates of tubes where like it's a biolab. So there's these people in these tubes, getting stuff done to them, I guess, biological stuff. And they kind of move around the map. So maybe you could just either jump on one and kind of like wait around and shoot guys as you're going by, but they go pretty slow, so it's probably a pretty open area for you to be sitting, so it might not be the greatest idea to do that, but whatever you want to do, I guess you can do. The next map and the final map is called Defender. And Defender, it's a map that takes place right beside the Golden Gate Bridge. There's this tidal wave that comes in partway through the map, and it's kind of interesting. It doesn't actually do a lot of damage to the map. I'm not even sure if it kills people. It probably does, but just from impact, I'm sure it does actually. And it doesn't cover the entire map either. It just covers a part, like the side of the map. And I actually don't even know how big the map is, so it might be a larger area than I think it is. But it looks like a big map, and if it is a big map, then it doesn't really cover a lot. It might cover maybe a quarter of the map, which I guess kind of sounds like a lot, but that's just a quarter of the map. Once people start shooting and they get into gunfights, it's really in just one main area of the map, and that area might move around as one team sort of like, retreats from that area and tries to get back to some better cover or an area where they know it better so they can get the upper hand. But Yeah, the tidal wave, and then there's this kind of new thing. Cool, that's pretty cool. I'll go over it again in my next video where I talk about gameplay features. But you can jump in the water and actually swim around, so that's kind of cool. But there is this one thing that kind of I saw in the trailer and I saw in the gameplay where this turret, once again another turret, pops up and starts shooting score streaks out of the sky. So I'm not sure if that's, I guess that's probably another map-based score streak, I suppose. I mean, I'm not sure if that's a legitimate thing that you can get, or if it was just, I really don't know. I'm sure it's a score streak, like much like the other two, that it's mainly based on air-based score streaks. So if there's a UAV, I don't know if yes, there are UAVs. So I don't know if it shoots down something that distance, or if it just focuses on stuff that are like right there, right on the map, that are flying around. Maybe like a attack helicopter variant. Maybe it'll shoot something like that down, because those are pretty close, but a UAV, is way, way, way up in the sky. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are all the maps and all the new game modes that are coming out, and returning game modes. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope this is informative for you, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye now.